guys, what is going on, and welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's full day of eating. It has been a while since I've done a full day of eating, and you seem to love these style videos because I feel like it's a nice mixture between informative food stuff and also just bringing you through my day. So that's the plan for today. I am still getting used to this new camera setup. You would have just seen me having my first meal of the day, which was an omelette. I actually don't tend to have the same breakfast every day. I mix it up, but whenever we're having eggs in the morning, Alex likes to cook the eggs. He's just much better at cooking eggs than I am, to be honest. He's a great omelette maker, so I left him take over that cooking this morning. To be fair to us, we do have a good split between housework. At the start, it can be kind of awkward trying to figure out like who does what in the house. But I feel like over the last 12 months, we've definitely fallen into certain roles when it comes to housework. And I actually don't think either of us have any designated roles. We both like to dabble our fingers in all of the tasks. So sometimes he'll cook breakfast and I'll cook dinner. I'll put on the washing, he might hang it up. I'll empty the dishwasher, he'll fill it again. And it's actually been working really smoothly. Anyway, I got sidetracked there. Alex made the eggs this morning. One thing that I always do make sure with my breakfast is that it's high protein. I just feel like if you're lifting and if you are prioritizing a high protein diet, then starting your day with a really high protein meal is the best way to go, because it ensures you're not going to be there at the end of the day scrambling to hit your macros. I also find that having a high protein breakfast keeps me feeling fuller for longer, and I just feel a little bit more focused for my morning shift of work. If I'm not like going straight into a high carb meal, I prefer to kind of push my carbs back a little bit further and stick to high protein breakfast. With my breakfast, guys, I also had these collagen peptides. I have a multivit every morning. The main reason I actually take my multivitamins is because they taste so good. These are the chewable jelly beans from Women's Best, and they're honestly just a great incentive to take your multivitamins. They taste so good. I could honestly eat the whole box of them. And while we're talking about supplements, magnesium glycinate is a new product out by Women's Best, and oh my god guys, this is just like the holy grail of supplements, especially if you're female. So I take 2 tablets of this before bed with a lot of water and with my last meal of the day. There are so many benefits to magnesium glycinate. One of the main ones that us girls should be aware of with this is that it can really help with PMS. If you suffer with cramping, magnesium is really good for balancing your electrolytes and stopping muscular cramps, whether that's after like a really heavy leg day or if it's coming up to your time of month, if you are someone that struggles with cramping. So the plan for today's video, as I mentioned guys, I'm going to bring you through what I'm eating, bring you through some of my supplements. I'm also going to be training posterior chain, which is one of my favorite training days at the moment. Like, I think it actually beats my leg day because I'm always just completely defeated when I leave my posterior chain workouts. I also plan on giving you some house updates because I've done a few renovations on the place since I moved in last year. So I thought I'd keep you in the loop with that as well. So I had my breakfast about 2 hours ago now, and it's almost time to train. So I'm going to make my pre-workout meal and show you what I'm having. So for today's pre-workout meal, I'm having some natural yogurt with granola. I'm also going to be having some strawberries and blueberries, which I have in here. I'm going to be drizzling some honey on it. And I also have 78% dark chocolate. That is my pre-workout meal down the hatch. I am going to wait about 45 minutes until I leave for the gym because I want to give myself enough time to digest it. While we're waiting, guys, I wanted to show you 2 books that I've read recently that I do think my audience can benefit from. The first book is called Gut Feelings, and it's all about the gut-brain connection. And this book is honestly incredible. So at the moment, I'm actually doing a course on gut health and the gut-brain connection. I'm reading all the books, I'm listening to all the podcasts. I'm honestly just fascinated by this subject. And I feel like it's a really important thing for people to learn how closely linked your gut and your brain are, and how closely linked the food you consume is to how you feel mentally. And vice versa, if you're feeling off mentally, your gut health can also be affected by it. As someone that tracks her macros, as you know guys, if you've watched me for a while, you know I've just always been if it fits my macros kind of girl. And I do still have that approach, but with all the new information that I've learned, I've definitely taken on board the quality of the food versus it just fitting my macros and the health benefits to what I'm eating. So I don't think there's been any massive drastic changes to my diet. Like, I was always a little bit more health conscious anyway, but now with the new information that I'm learning, I'm definitely making better choices when it comes to my gut health. And boy, have I reaped the rewards from it, guys. I've been feeling so much better. I'm more clear-headed, and I'm really passionate about learning more about it, guys, so that I can teach my clients it, I can implement it in my plans, and teach you as well on YouTube. So I have another few weeks left in the course, but in the meantime, if you're someone that wants to learn about their gut health and the gut-brain connection, then this book is amazing. So it's Gut Feelings by Dr. Will Cole. I heard him on someone's podcast. I think it was either The Diary of a CEO or else Chris Will. I can't remember which one, but it was a few months back at this stage. But I ordered this book because everything he was saying kind of resonated with me. And the book isn't too complicated either. Even if you don't have a background in nutrition or science, I do feel like you'd be able to still read this book and benefit from it. One thing that I loved about this book, guys, is that he speaks about this thing called shameflammation. So it's like inflammation, but it's shameflammation. And I do think it's really important for people to be aware of it, because if we feel like we're not eating perfectly or that we shouldn't have eaten certain foods and then we feel shame and guilt afterwards, the shame and guilt that you feel about eating certain foods or not being perfect is often what causes more inflammation than the actual food itself. And it just teaches you a lot about how your brain and your gut are connected. So if your gut is out of whack, your brain is going to feel it. If your mental health isn't right, then your gut is also going to feel it. And I just think it's something that all of us should be aware of, because we're all eating all the time. We all have choices to make every single day with what foods we consume. And having this information in your back pocket can definitely help you not only feel healthier, physically, but also feel better mentally as well. And as I go on with the gut health course, guys, I'll keep you up to date because I'm learning lots from that as well. Another book that I finished, I know I'm late to the party, guys, but The Chimp Paradox. If you're someone that's into human behavior, and you've probably already read The Chimp Paradox, but if you haven't, it's an incredible book. The way I would describe it is learning about why we act the way we do and why others act the way they do, and the best way to manage your emotions and communicate effectively. Those are the main kind of points that I took from this book. And this is another one that I feel like having this information in your back pocket as a human being that wants to communicate effectively with others, it's a really good idea. So I know a lot of you probably already have read this, but if you haven't, The Chimp Paradox is a great book, and I was absolutely glued to it when I was reading it. The most spoiled dog in the whole world. He still, every single day that we go to the gym, still gets dropped off at my mum's house because he literally can't spend an hour on his own. Well, he can, but we just don't leave him. It's my own fault, really, for absolutely ruining him. But look at him, guys. How could you leave him on his own?
He believes he should be pampered and treated like a prince at all times, yeah.
And he's right too. Yeah. I feel like all dogs deserve that. Alex is just gone into my mum and dad's to drop the dog off, but honestly, guys, that's another reason that I just love to have another dog, because I feel like when he has another dog around, he wouldn't get lonely and anxious and stuff at home. He's 3 years old, and if we leave him on his own, he still gets like really upset, barks a lot. Eventually he does fall asleep, like, don't get me wrong, but still gives me anxiety leaving him on his own. So is that enough of a reason to get another one? I don't know. Anyway, we're heading to the gym. What are you training?
I'm gonna do some legs today.
Legs? Yeah, I'm doing posterior. So if you're doing hip thrusts, we could join in on hip thrusts.
Yeah. Second exercise, yeah.
A bit of RDL?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Do RDLs.
Some glute kickbacks? Right guys, I am back from the gym. Very successful session. Posterior chain workouts, although they do look quite short, it's normally like 5 to 6 exercises for me. They're very taxing, very tiring, and I'm always really hungry once my session is done because they take a little bit longer than my usual workouts. So I cannot wait to get this meal in. I'm keeping it very plain and simple for my post-workout meal, guys. I'm literally just having protein oats and a banana. So I'm having the ISO whey protein. You guys know I always opt for the ISO whey because it has little to no lactose, and regular whey protein really doesn't agree with me. And I'm going to mix in a little bit of honey to sweeten this up too. Honestly guys, with the colder, darker evenings in Ireland at the moment, you just can't beat a warm bowl of oats. One thing you'll never really catch me doing is coming home from the gym and making like a big fancy post-workout meal that takes ages. I'm always hungry after my workout, and anything that's quick, easy and effective is what I normally choose. I am just having a cup of green tea before I start making my dinner. I've actually been really enjoying this blend. I'm kind of new to the green tea scene, I'm not gonna lie. I usually just drink like English breakfast tea with my drop of milk and a little bit of sugar, but I'm trying to avoid caffeinated drinks in the evening, so I've switched to a green tea. I'm actually going to show you which one I'm having. So this is the one that I'm having tonight. I have 3 different blends of this. This is the Supreme Matcha one. I also have like a nighttime, I think it's a chamomile one, and then there's a mint green tea as well. I've kind of been gravitating towards this one the last few days. So when it comes to the apartment, I have made a couple of renovations that I wanted to show you in today's video. Anywhere that I rented before I bought my own place, I always had 2 bedrooms because I needed 1 bedroom for all of my stuff. I just have so much stuff, guys, and I always do clear outs. I'm actually like consciously trying to clear out my stuff and donate it and everything. I just don't know where it comes from. But I do know where it comes from because I literally can't stop ordering stuff online, but the build up is just a lot. And I knew when I got my own place, one thing that I really wanted and always dreamed of was having a walk-in wardrobe and just having like a whole room designated to keep my stuff organized. I finally got the walk-in wardrobe of my dreams. Going to show the transformation on the screen for you now. So I actually worked with a company called THV Contracts for this room, and they did such an incredible job. Like, I literally couldn't fault them. They drove down from Northern Ireland to Cork, got the whole job done, and then drove back all in the same day. They also helped me with like designing it, knowing where to put the shelving space and hanging space, and they literally just gave me exactly what I wanted. So a huge thank you to THV Contracts for that. Since I was a little girl, I know it sounds really weird, but I grew up in a house where there was just so many of us. I absolutely loved it, don't get me wrong. I loved the chaos of the kind of house that I grew up in. One thing that I always dreamed about was having my own space to like have my clothes and somewhere to get ready. And I'm just so grateful that I have that now, and I make good use of it every single day. So I didn't know whether to show you the bathroom or not in this video because it's not fully complete, and that's kind of annoying me. There's still some clear like finishing touches that we need to do to it, but while we're on renovations, I may as well show you what I've done so far. So the main bathroom was one thing that I really wanted to change up as soon as I moved in. I redid that, as you can see on the screen now. It's much brighter looking, it's much cleaner looking. There's definitely still some work to do, especially around like the floorboard area and like covering the piping and things like that. But other than that, guys, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I really wanted a subway tile, and I'm glad I went for the subway tile on the wall inside the shower. The only other thing I've done is I have painted the kitchen. So I didn't know whether to get a whole new kitchen or to just paint what I had. And I'm really glad that I did paint what I have because it saved a lot of money. But one thing I just can't decide on is the backsplash. There's just not much character to it at the moment, I think. And I can't make my mind up, guys. So I would really appreciate any recommendations in the comments because I've gone back and forth in my head about what I want to do with the backsplash. I feel like That kitchen has a lot of potential, but right now it's just very bland. So the next things on the list, guys, are a dining table, because that dining table, like, it sits 6 people and there's only 2 of us here. Like, there's absolutely no need for it. So I'm looking for something smaller there, something a bit brighter, because that's like a dark oak and like a dark brown leather. It's just not a vibe. And I just need to finish myself and Alex's bedroom. But that's what I've been up to so far in the house. It's been very fun, I must say. Very stressful, but very fun. It's been about 2 hours since my post-workout meal, so I'm going to drink my green tea and I'm going to start the dinner. And it's the usual, guys. Today we're not doing anything fancy for dinner. You've probably seen it 100 times on my channel, but we're going for spaghetti bolognese. We just eat it with this dog staring at us as if he was never fed in his life.
He'll sit there and pretend that he hasn't seen what's directly above him. He's like, oh, what a coincidence.
Anyway, we're about to sit down and watch the football. So if I didn't mention it before, guys, Newcastle are now in the Champions League and the Premier League. So
Caroline's an avid supporter, avid watcher.
You just like to believe that. It's nice and peaceful, to be fair, when he has something to watch. But Pablo, on the other hand, really doesn't enjoy. When the football is on, guys, he literally shakes, and then he gets to a point where he starts panting, and we have to put him into bed. Like, we have to put him out of the room for him to relax. Let me know in the comments if any other dogs are like that, or if Pablo is just extremely dramatic.
He was the same with the Rugby World Cup, wasn't he? The Irish team
didn't
like it.
He gets very anxious if, like, I think it's because we're obviously sitting on the couch chilling out, and then all of a sudden we're screaming if someone's about to get a goal, and he's like probably wondering, is he being bold, or are we like going crazy? Yes. So we'll try to be good, Pablo, for the football tonight. We won't scream too much. But anyway, I'm about to tuck in. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.